I got the horse right here. The name is Paul Revere.
Hello racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Edson along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Sunday, August the 10th races at the lovely Hastings Racecourse. We do have 8 races on tap, and of course we had the successful BC Cup day, and we still have 3 more races to we'll go back and have a peek at them.
Absolutely. We went through the first 3 stake races on the card from last Monday, and now we will go into the next 3. The first one we're going to look at is the Redicop Classic. Horses to keep an eye on here. Number 4, Go for Guinness. Number 2, Wilo Cat.
Yeah, they left the gate as 1 for starter Joe Gray. It was excellent, and Go for Guinness has the lead here, but shipping up on the inside and making things quite interesting.
It was Peyton's best.
The Harold Barabee outfit, and the 3 deep was the Gov, recent claim for the North American Thoroughbred Company.
They go very quick
this
here.
Is a wild pace, and you got El Capone laying quite close as well.
Yeah, El Capone's laying just off the pace, and then that's the Gov on the other side. El Capone, he's kind of in the
he's in the pocket there for it, and then a big gap, not a big gap, but about 4 or 5 back to Wildcat, who's just getting the run of the race right now. So they went 22 and 4, or 22 and 3. It's not super fast at a mile and 8, but this second quarter was quite fast. Go for Guinness, quite headstrong, got a half in 45 and 4.
Yeah, too fast for a mile and 8 for these kind of horses. That's sprint time, and Go for Guinness puts away Peyton's best here. Yeah, he did run a monster race. Very impressed with Go for Guinness's effort on this day. He was the second choice behind Wilo Cat. Wilo Cat is grinning from ear to ear right now. At least Wayne Oliver was.
It's a gift. This one is a gift. This is 110 for 3/4 here. And, here comes Wilo Cat. Didn't even have to go around the horse. There we go, right through on the inside.
Yep. Amadeo Perez has him rolling right now. Go for Guinness still struggling to keep the lead. Fights on gamely, but just too quick, too fast, and Wilo Cat makes up a big move as he passes Go for Guinness here on the outside.
Look good. Yeah, look at him just rolling on by.
And a nice,
up by 2 lengths.
Impressive win. He was favored in this race last year and ran kind of a flat race. That did not happen this year. A very impressive win by Wilo Cat.
He took advantage of the situation, and it was his turn.
Yeah.
He definitely ran a big race, and he's a cool horse that he deserved to win. He's run on some bang-up seconds and thirds in his past 6 or 7 starts.
Yeah.
But, no luck, but he got a lot of luck today.
Congratulations to, of course, Wayne Oliver, Rob Fioravento, Cowboys and Indian Stable, and Bill Randall, of course, Jon Snow, and Amadeo Perez, who continued to roll on that day. The next one we're going to look at was the 6th race. That's the debutante for 2-year-old girls. This was the most competitive finish of the day. A lot of the horses on this day that were favorites, and they ran like it and won by open lengths. But this one, the horse to keep an eye on here, number 5, Quattro Cat, who her first start was a very impressive race. Got hung out wide, had a lot of trouble, and still won. And here she kind of gets into a speed duel
with Finality's
Finality's Charmer on the rail there, and Yakula on the outside. So that's Finality's Charmer, the second pick out of the Craig McPherson barn, was on the rail. Quattro Cat, they hook up. It's basically a 2-horse race as these two start to pull away from the rest of the fields. Down the backside here.
Got a comfortable lead. Had to earn it, 22 and 1. Here comes Quattro Cat.
Quattro Cat comes up and tackles Finality's Charmer. Finality's Charmer does not give up. It's an absolute dogfight between these two the rest of the way, and they just lengthen away from the pack. They ended up being 9 1/4 at the finish line, ahead of the 3rd place horse. But it looks here like Quattro Cat has Finality's Charmer put away, and it's going to kind of open up under Ryan Pacheco. But yeah, there is a little bump, and
I was surprised there wasn't an inquiry.
Yeah.
There was a little action.
Rico Walcott and Finality's Charmer fight back, and a very tight finish.
He was determined. He's coming back on the inside. That was a great race.
I thought Finality's Charmer actually won it, but the photo proved wrong. Proved different, I should say. Quattro Cat, big congratulations to Stuart Carmichael, a good friend of ours here, and Dave and Sylvia Gregory.
And the breeder, Rob McDonald, who was here quite often. He's the second winner. He also bred Wando Woman, as well as Quattro Cat. Yeah,
a small kind of breeding outfit for Rob, but he does a very good job and was rewarded on BC Cup Day.
Right.
And the last one we're going to look at, the Stellar J, a very impressive race.
Cool horse.
Figured to be the surest winner on the day. We thought so when we did our picks for this day. and he did not disappoint. Number 6, Coffee Grinder. You can see him there in the orange silks.
He's in mid-pack right now. Off the top, showed good speed. Was out there battling.
Out there battling with Jordan's Quest.
Those two went at it, and Coffee Grinder gets a nice seat in third.
Yeah, Rico Walcott has him positioned exactly where he wants. Yeah.
This horse didn't.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I thought Slice of Red would run better that day. Yeah.
He's so good in winning last time. But off the top, nice setting the pace, 23-3. Jordan's Quest, nice trip in second, and Carson City Brown kind of keeping Coffee Grinder hemmed in for a little while.
Yeah, he's got him pinned down there on the rail. Rico Walcott, though, is comfortable on Coffee Grinder. He knows he has plenty, so he's in no panic. He's kind of waiting, biding his time there behind these horses off the top in Jordan's Quest. 47-1 for the half mile. And from here, it's just Rico just kind of waiting, looking for a hole, taking it easy on Coffee Grinder. And when he sees daylight, he makes an impressive move, and here he starts moving him here, and
he's just gobbling up. He's just cruising. He's got tight lines.
Yeah.
Rico Walcott. He's just kind of edging up off the top. He's run a big race in 112 right now, and he's still. They're pulling away. Here comes Richard Red up the inside, being third, but Coffee Grinder he just decides to go here, and he just lengthens his strike. Beautiful action. He's got a big, tall, lanky horse, and he just accelerates.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sky's the limit with him. I hope they go to the Canadian Derby. I don't know if they are, but doubtful. I know they don't want to ship probably, but he drew away impressively. That's the fastest time, I believe, of the season in 1:43.14 seconds. But congratulations to Butch and Renata Gertzen and trainer Craig McPherson and rider Rico Walcott, who had a very successful weekend at Hastings as he returns back to Northlands Park. But I'm sure we'll see a lot of Rico in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
But Coffee Grinder, very impressive in the Stellars, Jay.
That caps off our recap of the
Sunday program.
Successful BC Cup Day. On to the first. Mike, you want to go ahead in the first? Let's get started.
Program, first of 8, 6.5 furlongs, $8,000 fillies and mares that haven't won 2 lifetime and 3 non-3 BC breds.
Yeah.
I've gone to the 1 CA Miss. Big drop in class from 16 down for the 8. They actually ran against the boys last time as well, but this horse is live in this spot. Should get some speed with the 2 Exilda returning, the 3 Love Mocha. Interactive Mining has a little bit of speed as well, so I just see CA Miss being very tough to beat. I put her on top, but the 4 Balancing Dancer, put the Robbie Anderson running actually in behind the 4 Balancing Dancer and the 5 Interactive Mining. I went 1, 4, and 5 in the Sunday opener, which does start at 150.
I have the same horses. I have CA Miss on top, taking, as you mentioned, a substantial drop. Alex Bisono sticks with her for Jon Snow and Wayne Oliver. CA Miss looks like the horse to beat in here. I put Interactive Mining, Robbie Anderson's other horse, in the second spot. I like the fact that he goes from Alex Martinez to Amadeo Perez. A smart move by Robbie, breaking your maiden for 12.5, but then goes down to the 8 conditional race. I think she'll fit well in here. And Balancing Dancer, your second horse. Daughter of Foxzillo, I have in third. I went 1, 5, and 4 in the first. On the second, 3-year-olds and up 12.5, going 6.5 furlongs. Competitive little field of 5 horses here. And I've gone to Robbie Anderson in this one with Briardic County. This is a horse who's run much higher most of his career and always seems to be very competitive. And he is making his first start of the year, which scares me a little bit, but I know Amadeo Perez had some different options in here, and he elects to go with Briardic County, and he starts down the 12.5 level. I think he'll fit in well. I have him on top. I put Game 7 out of the Barb Heads barn. Hasn't been a long time since he ran. It's been a few months, but he ran in March and optional 25 at Phoenix, going 6.5, and just got beat a neck, and I think he'll fit well in here. I think there's enough speed in here that it'll be a decent pace, and I see him running on for second. In the third spot, I put Glencoe Kid. Only got beat by 5 by Bear Rock and Roll and Deputy's Command last time in a 16. That was pretty salty. The 12.5 didn't come up as tough as that 16. I got him in the third spot. I got 5, 1, and 2.
Yeah, I agree with the 5 Briardic County. He looks to have drawn a good spot here. He's got the speed. I didn't see a ton of speed. I mean, I don't mind Game 7 as a horse, but I just was a little worried about the pace scenario for him. But Amadeo has been working the 1 Game 7 as well. He ends up on the 5 Briardic County, but he's been working well, and he's a good solid 6.5 furlong horse, Briardic County. He's won as high as 25,000 in the past, yep. And he's a cool horse, and he's nicely spotted here. And obviously some issues getting him back to the races, but still, I think he's going to be tough. I put the 4 Michael's Glory in for second. couldn't match strides with Lauren 500, but he's a pretty cool horse. He actually ran well in an allowance race on BC Cup weekend. And I put the 2 Glencoe Kid. I was between the 1 Game 7 and the 2 Glencoe Kid for third. Both don't have speed, and that's not great in this spot. I don't know who's going to get I think Brereton County's going to get the lead to himself. But I put Glencoe Kid in for third as he shortens up to 6.5 furlongs. I just didn't know how the race was going to set up. I didn't fall in love with anyone, but it didn't end up on Brereton County. I went 5, 4, and 2. On to the third race, $4,000 claimers going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 4 horse, Halo's Quest. I really like this horse a lot. This is for horses that haven't hit the board this year, that have not run better than 4th. And in one of those odd conditions that surfaces every once in a while. And just to help the horse, help horsemen that are just, some of the horses aren't fitting in, and maybe get them into an easier spot so they can get a decent purse. But I think Halo's Quest is really live in this spot. He's run some good races with some poor trips, and I think he's better than his form shows. So I'm going to go to him to win it. I know he's a better route horse, but I think he can, against this group, he can win sprinting. But the Speedy Grove Trotter in for second. I think he'll appreciate getting away from some of those very fast horses that have been trying to run him into the ground. And the 5 Ride the Sky, I put that one for third. I think this horse is, that was a good run off a couple-month layoff last time. And the Fleming, it wasn't great. The Fleming's Beach race wasn't a super quick race or a highly rated race, but still, I think he's as good as anything else in here. I went 4, 1, and 5. I think Halo's Quest is miles. I think it's miles the best.
I did go to the one you just mentioned, Ride the Sky. I like the way Mike Anderson's horses are running this year. He fits the condition nicely. As you mentioned, he come back off a bit of a layoff and ran 4th, which puts him right at the top of the pack here because he can't have finished first, second, or third. So I went with Ride the Sky on top under Jeff Birmingham. I got Halo's Quest, your top pick, in second. Definitely the horse looks very live in here under Bud Girl Corinne Andros. In the third spot, I went to Patty Leaney's horse, Shingan Bolt. He's another one been kind of knocking on the door in that 4th, 5th spot. You move into a condition race like that, I think that'll move him up under Ryan Pacheco. I went 5, 4, and 3 in the third. On the 4th, 2-year-olds, maiden 12.5, going 6 furlongs. I went to the most heavily raced horse in the field here, Courageous Belief.
Sixth start.
Yeah, his 6th start of the year, so he's pretty seasoned and sound. That 12.5 he was in last time. He got beat 7 lengths, but they went quite quick with Saffron and Star Status, and I think maybe a move out to 6 furlongs under Amadeo Perez as well. I just like the way he looks like he's coming into this race. The second spot I put Cognac, first-time starter owned by the Swift Thoroughbreds, trained by Dino Condolinos. Long work tab. Looks like this horse will be fit enough. Frank Fuentes is kind of a go-to guy for Dino Condolinos, and Dino spots his horses always very well, even as 2-year-olds. So I think Cognac will be a handful in here. And the third spot I went with Fixed Bayonets, Steve Henson. Had this horse, thought enough of him to run in a maiden special weight. Now he drops into the 12.5 level. Didn't show a lot in that maiden special weight, but obviously quite a class relief, and he gets Jeff Birmingham in the irons. I went 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah, I've got your top 2 interchanged. I went to the 2, the first with Cognac on top. I mean, obviously we're guessing here as to how live the horse is, but it's by Rosberg out of a mare that they raced, the Swift Thoroughbreds, that is, Inspired Kiss, and a good pedigree there, and the works are solid. I think a lot of these other horses have been geared up to run 3.5 furlongs, while this horse has been geared up to run 6.
Yeah.
And I just think that's a better,
Yeah, I can see that.
Prepared, and I'm going to try Cognac to win it. I agree with your 1 horse, Courageous Belief. This horse is definitely going to be pretty fit, running 5 3.5 furlong races already. But still has yet to go around 2 turns. But it's Amadeo, and that's not a bad thing at all. So I like him for second, or her for second. I put the 3 horse, Claire de Lune for Craig McPherson for third. Horse had a wide trip last time chasing Cedarburg and Wild Rose of Texas. I thought that was obviously a pretty live race. And I think Ramazan Choksi gets a few live ones from Craig as he does do some galloping for him. It wasn't surprising to see Craig lose Frank to the Dino runner in here. So I don't want Eau Claire de Lune either. So in a race that's hard to fall in love with anyone, I've gone 2, 1, and 3. On to the 5th race. Got some $4,000 claimers to go, 6.5 furlongs. Got a big field of 10 non-winners of the year or non-4 lifetime. They're non-winners since April 26th. I've gone to the 2 I don't roll on Chavos. I thought a pretty good third behind Kai's Command, the ill-fated Kai's Command, unfortunately. Yeah. And honestly, Ossifer, that was a big race from an outside draw, and I think he was scratched on the 11 hole on the weekend and surfaces for 4, and didn't pay a bunch of money for the horse, so it's not surprising to see him be aggressive with him. Got a nice draw, good work. since his last race, and I'm going to try it. I don't roll on Chavos. Put the 4 horse after court. I'm not going to give up on this horse. I know I've got a low-profile rider in Jason Rodriguez, but when this horse gets the right trip, he can be right there in 17 and change, and that's all I'm expecting the race to be. And after court could get a nice trip. You know, there could be a 2 or 3 horse speed duo, and this could be the one sitting just nice comfortably in behind in the pocket and get some luck. And I put the 9 horse Fast Stop, who's going to take a lot of action for Anita Bolton, and Amadeo Perez in for third. Back-to-back pretty comfortable scores, breezing through his conditions, and just the 9 hole is a bit of a concern. I know he did win from the 10 hole 2 starts back, but this is a little tougher. You got Principe's Herbie, Captain Salt, Joint Choice, a Fleet Mac. Fast Stop might have some troubles getting position going into that first turn, and we'll have to see how it does play out. But I went 2, 4, and 9.
I agree on your 2 horse of the Jim Brown barn. I don't roll on Shabbos. My favorite name here at Hastings, of course, a nod to the classic Big Lebowski. As you mentioned, that race behind Kai's Command last time was a monster race. If he can repeat that, he's going to win this race, because there's nobody near as tough as Kai's Command and honestly Ossifer in this race. Fast Stop, your third pick. I agree. This horse is on a roll right now, breezing through his conditions, fits nicely into the non-4 condition here. And with Amadeo Perez aboard, him and Anita Bolton hitting 47% right now together, so I like Fast Stop in the second spot. In the third spot, I went to Captain Salt out of the Rob Gilker barn, a horse who's won 3 of his last 4. Another one that fits nicely into the non-4 condition leg of this race. And Captain Salt has been razor sharp this year. And even though he loses Amadeo Perez, Ryan Pacheco is having a good year, so I don't mind seeing Ryan Pacheco on the Saturday. I went 2, 9, and 6 in the 5th. On the 6th, claiming 4,000 non-2, going a mile and a 16th. I've gone to a horse here that took a while to break his maiden. So going into the non-2 category kind of scares me, but the way that he ran last time, he just seems to be getting better and better. As the number 2, Promise Glory, got a 56 buyer last time and absolutely blew away a field. It was a soft field, but he just seems, every race he seems to be improving. He's got improving buyer figures, and maybe he's just starting to hit his best stride. In not an overly tough race, there are some horses in here who've beat him before, but I think he's on his game right now, and Amadeo Perez sticks with him, which I like to see. So I went Promise Glory on top. The second spot, I went with Rolling in the Isles, a horse who just got beat a length by a well-meant Tribe out of the Dino Condolinios barn last time, and was ways back to the third horse, who was Roy's Dream, who shows up in this race as well. But Rolling in the Isles, I don't put out of this race. I think he's got a bit of a shot. And in the third spot, I went with Boots Gray, a horse who flourished when finally broke his maiden when he went long. Hasn't been back to the races since. It's been about a month off for him, for trainer Rob Maben. So I have him in the third spot. I went 2, 5, and 3.
I'm going to try the 1 horse Drew, Pride and Promise,
Yep.
for Rosie Anderson. I think this horse is going to get the lead. I don't think there's going to be a fast pace. This horse broke its maiden for 5 Gs, defeating Boots Gray, and won it quite convincingly. Earned a start for a lot more money and ran into high force. Peyton's Best, Leo's in the House, far tougher company, and obviously he had the 9 hole and didn't get a great trip and still didn't run well, so they immediately dropped the horse down for the non-2-4. Hit a sloppy track. Hooked sharp horses like Fast Stop and Contact Man were both come back to win, and I just think returning to a fast track, nice draw. This might be what the horse wants to do, a quiet cash out of a mud route mare. We'll see, but I'm going to try this horse to win it. I agree with Promise Glory. I think it'll be a Promise Exactor, Pride and Promise over Promise Glory. Back-to-back good performances, but a nice win last time with Amadeo Perez in the irons. And I know it was 140. You know, it was a good time. And this horse won with authority, and he looks like he's going to win another one. But I'm just going to try and beat him with the speedy Pride and Promise. And I put the 3 Boots Gray in for third. He's in good form. Nice win last time. He'd be the third best for me. I went 1, 2, and 3 in the 6th. On the 7th race, $4,000 fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 5 horse Danny's Chant. Try and get her in the winner's circle for owner-trainer Marianne Baumgartner, and owns with her daughter Jennifer Tompkins. And Amadeo Perez surfaces on the horse as well, so that's a good sign. We'll have to deal with Little Miss Bean on her outside, but I'm hoping that she can just shoot off to the front and get the job done. So I'll try Danny's Chant to defeat Golden Ratio, another one I'm not going to give up on. This horse will, ran reasonably well last time. No excuses, just checked in third. But I think this one is the second best horse behind Danny's Chant. I put the 1 horse Made a Veil in for third. I went 5, 4, and 1 in race 7.
I agree with the 5, Danny's Chant. Moving to Amadeo Perez. She looks like the speed of the speed. Probably going to be tough to catch in here. I went with Coach and Becky out of the Mike Anderson barn in the second spot. 2 runner-up efforts in these kind of races. Been off of the races for a while, but 4 of her 7 starts this year, she's been in the money. I like to see that, and Coach and Becky's a horse I never minded it. Down at this level, I think she's always pretty salty and always a horse to keep an eye on. And at third spot, I put Golden Ratio, a horse that you had in your picks as well, out of the Charlene Miller barn. Been knocking on the door in this kind of level races for a while, and one of these days she's going to break through, but I see her in the third spot today. I got 5, 3, and 4 in the 7th. On to the 8th and final, Fillies and Mares, maiden 5,000. And I've gone to the 6th Inroad out of the Pedro Alvarado barn. 2 maiden special weights to start off her career, then a maiden 12.5. Maiden 8 last time, didn't get disgraced, led most of the way. I think probably got a little bit tired at the end. Just got beat a couple lengths by Quiet Finality and Queen Militant. Now drops in for the maiden 5 level, gets Amadeo Perez. I think Inroad is your horse to beat. The second spot, I put Zenita Rose out of the Sandra Loseth barn. Another one hasn't been to the races since April, but ran third, only got beat 2 lengths by Appreciate the Roses and Battling Brook. So some pretty live horses. That was for 12.5. Off for a few months, comes back for maiden 5, but if this horse is anything like she was last time, she could be a handful in here. And the third spot, I put Macho Woman out of the Tracy McCarthy barn. Another one just got beat a couple lengths last time by Jag Time Tune and Cape Away. I like the move to the bug, gets some weight off, gets in with 107, very light. And Tracy McCarthy, a top conditioner at Hastings for a long time. So I got 6, 7, and 3.
Yeah, I'm going to stray on. I think I agree with the 6. Inroad is likely the horse to beat, but I'm going to try and beat it with the 2 horse Aber Vigon from her trainer Donnie
Rowe.
Going to go without Blinker. Has been freshened up after a disappointing run, chasing a pretty fast pace against the Moonbeam and a Stone and Midday Moon, as well as Cape Away. Some of these horses' races last year were better than they looked on paper. I like the work in 101 and 1. And inside draw, inside speed. I just think she might be the speed of the race, and I know there's more there than what she's been showing. I hope so anyway. And I think you'll get 10 or 12 to 1 on the horse. So let's try the 2 Aber Vigon. I like the Blinker change too. Inroad, I agree. Amadeo Perez, Pedro Alvarado, of course, combined with Dossalina on BC Cup Day in the Dogwood, and this horse is live too on the class drop. And I put the 4 horse Portray Your Vision. I tried Rob Maven's runner in here. This horse has been hitting the fringes in some races. I know he's got a lot of form, or she's got a lot of form. 13 lifetime race. This will be his 13th lifetime race, and so one of these days she'll break through with a win. But I'm going to put her in for 3rd. I went 2, 6, and 4 in the Sunday finale. Up next on screen will be a quick recap of our selections. Hopefully our analysis has kind of clued you in. But here's a recap. Back in race 1, I went to the 1 CA Miss, went 1, 4, and 5. Race number 2, I went to the 5 Briarcliff County, making his 2014 debut. I went 5, 4, and 2. Race number 3, I went to the 4 Halo's Quest. I think he's one of the best bets of the day. I went 4, 1, and 5. 4th race, I went to the 2 Cognac over the 1 Courageous Belief, and the 3 Eau Claire de Lune. The 5th race, I went 2, 4, and 9. I like the 2. I don't roll on Shabbos. Then race number 6, I went to the Promise Exactor. Number 1 Promise, Pride and Promise over the 2 Promise Glory. 1, 2, 3 for me in the 6th. Race 7, went to the 5 Danny's Chant. 5, 4, 1. And in the 8th race, went to the 2 Aber Vigon. 2, 6, and 4 for me in the Sunday closer.
And up on screen, we'll see my picks coming up.
Drew's picks.
There we go. In the first, I agree with Mike on number 1, CA Miss over the 5 and the 4. In the second, again, I'm with Mike on number 5, Briarcliff County over the 1 and the 2. In the third, I went to the 5, Ride the Sky over the 4 and the 3. In the fourth, I landed on number 1, Courageous Belief over the 2 and the 4. In the fifth, number 2, I Don't Roll on Shabbos over the 9 and the 6. In the sixth, I went back to the 2, Promise Glory over the 5 and the 3. In the seventh, I landed on the 5, Danny's Chant over the 3 and the 4. And the nightcap, the 8th, I went with number 6, Inroad over the 7 and the 3.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. Hopefully we've given you a little bit of insight, and hopefully you have a successful weekend. Once again, Friday night racing, 7 o'clock. Sunday racing at 1:50. On behalf of Drew, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to get those picks down at the beer stand.
That's right.
And got the very valuable 2-for-1 Derby entree coupon as well. So lots of good information on. If you're down on the tarmac, get those picks when you're going down to have your favorite beverage down on the tarmac. On behalf of Drew, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicapper's Corner.